Welcome back to SmokeHouse. I have talked about my anxiety in the past. However, my equipment was lacking, and I was still quite uncomfortable talking and exposing myself to the world. I have since gained much more confidence. However, I still have mountains to climb in that regard. Trust me. Moving on, I thought I would go into more of the goal we have here at Smokehouse and more of my experience with cannabis, the arduous journey. I've scratched the surface, but there's way more to it than just marijuana helped me. So I'm going to go into that a little bit further. It's going to be raw. It's going to be deep. So please bear with me. This is probably going to be part one of part two. We'll see how it goes. First, there are many channels, pages, lots of content out there that you can find for how to smoke, how to get stoned, how to find the best weed to get the highest. That's the type of stuff that we're not really focused here on my channel. I'm not trying to diss anybody that does it. I actually enjoy some of the videos. However, I want to shed light on more of a different side of cannabis. Cannabis is not just stoners and potheads. There are so many people that actually benefit from cannabis. I really want to focus on the side that people use it for medicinal reasons. And there are people, a lot of people that actually do use it for medicinal reasons. I've heard from quite a few people and they say, don't fool yourself, it's all recreational. They just say medicinal so they can get away with it. That couldn't be further from the truth. I am one example of that. I'm sure that you guys have seen. I'm not stoned on here. I don't think I'm portraying myself as a pothead. I have quite a few friends that might be put into that category. However, a lot of people that other people think are stoners are actually quite brilliant. They know quite a bit. But whether it be something that happened in their past or maybe they're just really mellow and they just don't care about really, looking like a dapper fellow. But that doesn't make them any less brilliant. I know so many people that I think are some of the smartest people I've ever known, the nicest people that others would deem a hippie or a pothead. And guess what? All of us are friends. I mean, I personally have no problem with anyone enjoying marijuana on a recreational level. I only advise that anyone who wants to use it, please just wait until your brain is done developing, unless the health benefits really outweigh the symptoms that it can cause to a developing mind. Although I prefer to give everyone my own experiences, my own knowledge that I've gained, my own opinions, so that perhaps you can see marijuana or cannabis in a new light, or in the very least, kindle a new interest to find out more about cannabis. Now, to my actual experience. After the military and my combat and all that experience that I gained, a lot of stuff started happening to me. I did not want to admit it. As a soldier, I did not want to admit that I was weak. So like many veterans, I started using alcohol. Oh, it was awful. I was so angry. I mean, I drank so much. I was becoming the statistical veteran that becomes an alcoholic. However, I had a friend that really cared about me, and he was like, I just really don't want you to become another statistic. I don't want you to be another veteran that becomes an alcoholic. So he gave me a joint. I smoked that joint, and it was amazing how it calmed my mind. It allowed me to focus. Now, some things did happen on my first time. I did think I was talking for about 4 hours in about a 15-minute period. But other than that, it really focused my mind. I was just talking away because usually before that, I had 19 to 36 thoughts trying to push their way into my mind all at once. And it was so distracting. It made me angry because most of the thoughts were not good. They just made me mad. And then anybody that just irritated me, all that anger would be projected onto them. When I got high that first time on marijuana, it was amazing the way it affected me. I so much enjoyed it. But life happens. I needed to get work. I needed to have jobs. And so I knew I couldn't be using marijuana because of all the drug tests. Everywhere required drug tests back then. So I had actually heard of something new. I was naive and idiotic. I heard this stuff called K2. I'm sure many of you have heard of it. They called it synthetic marijuana. It wouldn't show up on drug tests. So I switched from marijuana to that. I thought it should be the same thing. It was way more intense. And at first I really didn't notice the gradual shift at first because it just felt like a high that was really intense. And I was like, oh, I'll just get used to it. It only got worse from there. I got so addicted to it, and then it became illegal very fast. They caught on to it. I'm really glad that they did, but it took away that avenue. I couldn't get it legally. So I started finding avenues to get it that they were changing the chemical makeup or something like that to allow it to be sold because it wasn't that specific one that was outlawed. So that was going on for a while. And so once I lost the avenue for that K2 altogether, I started moving into harder drugs, and it was bad. Oh, I broke my hand to many pieces because of anger, and I punched a steel door, but I did do that to prevent myself from punching someone else that was very close to me that I really wanted to hurt that night. But I was able to control myself at least from hurting them, and then I in turn hurt myself. At this point, the people that were there, they had enough, told me I needed to get to the VA. I got to the VA. I found out I had a lot of problems. It was very, very, oh man, it's not funny, but it was very, very bad. And I will say, if this medication helps people, I'm not trying to knock it. This is only my personal experience. I was put on benzos over benzos. I mean, I was on so many medications. Xanax, Klonopin, Trazodone, just to name a few. It was turning me into a zombie. Now, I get that I was crazy and all this, and they were trying to calm me down, but this stuff is so addictive. And I had a readily supply. So I started using it the way they told me, and then I started using it more as needed. Once I started running out faster than I could get refills, that's when the real problem started. I started looking for those hard drugs again. I was like, well, I'll just go back to the benzos after I get the hard stuff. That same friend that gave me the marijuana the first time, he found me. I wasn't working at this time. I had lost it. I was bad. I was a hermit. I did everything I could to keep people away. I was awful to them. I was hateful. I was mean. And I would just dirty my place up. I made it so it wasn't welcoming. Nobody wanted to be there. It was so nasty. But I didn't want to be around people. I wanted to just take my drugs and waste away. That's what I wanted. I was so bad into the depression. That same friend came over and he had some marijuana again. And he started smoking with me. It really helped me. I can't explain this I can't explain this any better. It didn't happen right away. I really enjoyed the high. It made me feel cleaner. However, I abused it. I went from hard drugs straight to marijuana, and I didn't have anyone. Nobody, I mean, the VA didn't approve it. Nobody approved it. So I was doing this all on my own. So I would get some marijuana and I would smoke and I would smoke and I would smoke. I would smoke as much as I could I have smoked more marijuana than you should in a sitting just to dull my senses. And so I did that for quite some time. I just went into a depression. I wanted to be away from everybody. I got a couple dollars a month. It was enough for me to live on, not comfortably, but I was able to live on it. A lot of my friends, the true close friends that stuck with me and stuck it out and helped me, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am. But the marijuana, it helped me in here. It took me a while. So what I did was I realized nobody's going to come save me. I can smoke marijuana all I want. I'm going to die like this. I have to figure it out on my own. And that's what I did. I took hold. I realized I can't be smoking like this. I'm dulling my senses. It is helping me, but I am using it in excession, and I should not be doing that. It's fun. It doles me out, and I don't have to think about anything. I realized I could not be smoking in succession the way I was. It was not. It was helping me not think about the issues, but it wasn't helping me to get out. It wasn't helping me to do things. And I realized this. I really wanted a connection with somebody, a relationship with somebody. And I knew nobody was going to want a relationship with someone in my state. I got a one hitter. I stopped using the bongs. I stopped using the blunts and the joints by myself at least. I would still do this when I had friends over every once in a while. But by myself, I got a vaporizer pen. I did try that, but I prefer the flower. Personal. That's a personal preference. If vaporizers help you, that I'm really glad because it seems like a cleaner way to smoke. Not sure about it, but it seems like it. But I prefer the flower. I like the full effect that you can get from all the cannabinoids that are in the flower. So I started using a one hitter. I started, microdosing. I started smoking so much less than I was. And I realized I could get to where I needed to be comfortable and not be stoned, not be ridiculous. Nobody even realized that I was using. And if anything, people told me I seemed like I was doing better because I didn't seem like I was on crack anymore. Because when I'm sober, I'm animated. I do not stop. And so a lot of people think I'm on speed or crack or something. But a lot of people, I got a lot better. It didn't happen right away. It probably took a full 2 years of working on it completely. And it wasn't easy. There were a lot of times where I messed up or I would make a mistake. But I stuck to it as much as I could. And once I got better enough, I started making more money. I was able to get out on my own again. I got an apartment. And then I decided there's so much that I've heard about service dogs. So I got myself a service dog. That helps so much too. I mean, having a companion that didn't judge me. I didn't feel like I had to explain myself to them. My dog loved me. I loved him. There was unconditional love there. A friendship, no matter what, if it's an animal or a person, that kind of a friendship is very important. It makes you feel less alone. And so the marijuana actually helped. I started smoking a little less of it than I was, and he was really helping me. I started getting out, going around people. He would really help me to he would just snuggle me when my PTSD would start flaring up. And it was amazing. And I trained him myself. He wasn't ever really professionally trained. I got tips from people who were professionals, but I trained him myself and he did amazing job. Really helped me out. Now, after a year of being with my wonderful dog, Wilfred, I met the love of my life. She took pity on me when very few people did. She saw potential where no one else saw it. She took a chance on me. I had nothing to offer her. I had a little bit of money. It was enough to keep me comfortable. That was it. I scrambled for money just to take this girl on dates. It was very humbling because I had stopped caring about ever wanting a relationship and she just fell into my lap. And I wanted to do everything I could for her. When she took a chance on me, I switched. I went into overgear. I took jobs that I always said I would never take. I said, I'm above that. I don't want to be doing that. Once she came into my life, I said, screw that. I am doing anything and everything I can for her. I took awful jobs. I felt degraded. But I had her and my hopes, and then eventually my kids to look forward to. All of that really helped me. Just a really quick tip for any ladies. I'm not saying give every man a chance, but if you like a guy and he might not have everything going for him, but he's everything else you really want, maybe consider, not saying you should, but consider taking a chance. My wife has gotten most things that she should have gotten in the beginning, but she didn't get them right away. I worked for it. I worked my ass off. I really did. I worked my ass off for her because I care about her more than anything. I am loyal to her. She is my everything. I have not always been like that. I never felt a connection with somebody until it was with her. And I wanted to change everything about me to be better for her. And it did not happen right away. I still have a lot of learning to do with marriage. But we are happy. We've been married 6 years. I don't want to talk too much about her because this is my channel. I'm putting myself out there. I'm not really wanting to put her out there without her permission. But if it wasn't for her, my dog, I don't know if the marijuana would have helped me as much as it did. But mostly, I truly believe before all that, it was the moderation of smoking, the getting off trying to be stoned all the time. Don't mind if anybody wants to do it. You do you. You have fun. I am not here to try to denigrate it. I just hope that you are of age and your mind has completed developing, and then have at it. I never would have thought I would be where I am today. I never thought I'd be able to be sitting here talking to you guys and telling you my story. I can't believe I'm as comfortable as I am talking about it. Usually, I'm beside myself bringing up all these past issues. And I'm energized. I'm energized talking about it because just the thought of being able to help even one person is exhilarating to me. I really want that for everybody. I want to help as many people as I can. So here at J Smokehouse, we're here about medicinal marijuana, taking the stigma off of the cannabis of stoner and pothead. We're here to show people that there's another side of cannabis. There's a professional side. There's a medicinal side. There's a side that people use that you might have ever know. People from all walks of life use cannabis. I've met them. And some of them are brilliant. Some of them don't care about anything. But it goes from all those spectrums. Please, do some more research. Talk to more people who use cannabis. You seek out information of someone who uses or someone who has knowledge and education in cannabis. Please, if you liked my story, if you want to hear more about what has helped me, what experiences I've learned, the knowledge I've gained, and the information that I can bring you, please let me know. And please leave a like and a comment. It really helps with the algorithm and getting these videos pushed. I want to get this information to as many people as we possibly can. And please subscribe. I would love for you to follow along with our journey. And if you'd like to see new videos that are coming out, don't forget to hit that bell button. And now Jay, as always, is going to go smoke a J.